Well, good evening, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. It is Friday. I'm coming back, first of all, like I promised, to keep you abreast, to show you the progress of the indoor seed sowing that I am doing with my kale, um, especially for my new subscribers and my new gardeners, letting you know what you can do, how it's done. So, we are at, I think this is going on week 2. Just letting you know, look at there. Now, at the same time, everything did not germinate. It could be the seeds. It could be the fact that I dropped them down too low and they're going to come later, because they're all germinating at different levels. Uh, these were obviously planted too low. They dropped down too low. So you see they're still kind of perking up. And this one dropped down even lower than that, but you can still see the little seedling right there trying to make its way up. So what I'm going to do is regroup all of this. All of the ones that are looking really good, I'm going to move them to over here. I'll put that where you can see it. Let's see here. See if I can bring it down just a little bit lower. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. Okay, that should work. Anything that's really looking good, because I'm going to treat it differently. And that's the good about these seed trays. You can move things around. So I'm going to move these around in a group of their progress. All these are looking good. Now, these over here that are struggling, they're going to do something different. Now remember, you have to water these just about every day. Put water in there, because they start drying out. And so I'm going to do something a little different. What I'm going to do is find my package. Let's see here. Here it is. I am going to, instead of just doing all kale, this is trying to do just kale. I'm going to do 3 beets over here and 3 radishes. So let me move the tray down so that you can see it. I have some working material here for us. So this is a little area we're worried about right now. So I'm going to take the toothpick, a toothpick. By the way, this is Miss Gail at Georgia Peachnut. How y'all doing? How y'all doing today? And I'm going to just fluff this around. Not much, not much, not much. I probably fluffed them around too much before, and that's probably what happened. The seed probably is down in there somewhere. So you say, what happens if the kale starts coming up and you put the beet or the radish in there? Well, I just choose which one I want, because the beet is going to have like a reddish tint to it on the stem, and I know the radish leaves when I see it. So, not a problem. So, okay, I'm going to pat that just a little bit. I'm going to fluff each one of them up, and then I'm going to just pat it down just a little bit. I've been keeping them water, even though your pods, your pea pods or pellets, whatever you want to call it, doesn't produce you anything. Keep them watered. You don't want them to dry out, because you can still grow something else in there. Now this one, I see a little bit of green peeking up. Yeah, right there. I'm going to keep over live and keep him over there. And I'm going to just fluff this one up. So I really want more beets than I do radish. So I'm going to do 3 rows of beets over here and 2 radishes. And the way you can keep up with what you're planting, since I'm planting more items in here, we all know that this is kale. I'll just put that little, you get these with your to-goes, you save these forks and knives and things that you all throw away probably, and use them. So I'm just going to put that there. I know that's kale, without a doubt. You get your little packages when you go to eat out, when you get the to-go. Or you can just ask, if you don't eat out and you go in to eat in, say, can I have a to-go silverware package? And they'll give it to you. So I'm going to mark over here. This is going to be my beets. So I'm going to put beets on this knife. Just put beets on there. I'll set it right by the beets. There you go. And I'll take a spoon. Now the back of the spoon, I'm going to write radish. You don't have to go out and spend money. I want to show you how radishes. Yeah, there you go. You can use what you have at home. You go to the restaurant or whatever. If you're eating out, say, can I have a couple of to-go packages, silverware, and they give it to you. You use these and you use them in your yard too. And also if you have squirrels or rabbits and stuff, you can take, most of the people use a fork and stick the fork all around your plants to keep them from eating it. It's just free stuff. Free stuff. We like free stuff around here. So I'm going to put this in between here, and that is going to be, and it's going to point that way. It's going to be for the radishes. So that's all I did. Spoon here for radishes, knife here for beets. Easy peasy. Kind of crooked. Okay. See if I can get you guys. You'll be all right. Y'all can still see. So we're going to go radishes first. And this is the French breakfast, which I love, love, love. Let me see the date on here. It's a 2020 date, so this is 2023, the end. So germination rate goes down because it's 3 years old. So I'm going to just put about 3 seeds in there. So you can put more than 1 or 2 seeds in there. When they get up, you can just separate them. You know, when they get up some size. I'm putting really 4 or 5 in here. And I'm doing them just like I did my kale. You see they came up nicely. I'm just compacting them in there. Spread them out just a little bit. We're not going to worry too much about that. And that takes care of that just that quick. We have done our radishes, and now we're going to do the beets. Now, you know the beets are different. They grow in clusters. And this package is a 2020 also. So I need to use these up. And that's why you need to plant sow more than 1 or 2, because the germination rate has decreased. So you see how these look? They're like really big. And you're going to get more than 1 growth out of here. You're going to get more than 1 beet. Several will grow. When they grow up, you just cut away the ones that's the weakest looking one out of that group. And so you have on the 1, because you don't want the beets to be competing. Unlike the kale and the radishes, you don't want these to compete. So when they grow up and get up some size, I come back and show you what I'm talking about for those of you who don't know. So I'm putting 3 in here, only 3. Did I put the 3rd one in there? I'll put 1 more just in case. Because I know they're going to grow 2 to 3 at a time. So, okay, everybody's in there. We're going to reserve the rest for outdoor gardening. Okay, so we're done with the beets and the radishes just that quick. Okay, so now we're just going to cover it up lightly. Just a little light soil over it. You're not packing it in. I'm just taking a little soil and putting it on top so that it'll have some soil contact. That's all you need is soil contact. And there's a little bit more soil for the beets than it is for the radishes because the seeds are larger. So on the package it tells you 1 inch depth for the beets, 1 inch depth. This is 1 inch. Where your first line of your finger is, God gives us a measuring stick, measuring tape. That first line is about 1 depth. So we're going to push it down. Oh, excuse me. That's the beet. I'm sorry. I'm saying beets. That's the radish. My bad. My bad. 1/2 of an inch on the radish. So this is 1 inch. You go up halfway. That's all the planting you need on the radish. So I got it a little confused as to where I was. What planet am I on, y'all? We have a rainy night in Georgia. It's been raining here. I had to go to the doctor. I had doctor's appointments all day. You live to grow up, to go to school, get your education, to work. And when you retire, your job becomes going to the doctor. That's all you do is go to doctors. Go to doctors all the time. That's your new job. I mean, it's a good thing, but you get older, you have to make all these doggone doctor's appointments. So every week you go into the doctor. All you want to do is get in the garden. Okay, that takes care of the radish. Now for the beets, it's a 1 inch dip. So you're going to push it down to about, 1 inch. And you can mark an inch, what you think is an inch, on like this toothpick, for instance. Let me show you. So you're not including your fingernail. Down to the first line. You can take a marker. You can do this in the yard with a stick or anything. And just put a little, line around it. So as I can get the line on here. Just to give you an idea of what 1 inch looks like. And you see, I just marked it. So, that's right. That gives you, I want to put that in my face. That gives you a gauge. So you know how deep to take it and stop. That's your 1 inch mark. For those who, I don't know. Okay, I just showed you a method that you can use to gauge what 1 inch looks like. Get your measuring tape or your ruler, whatever you have, to show you what the wrong, and it doesn't have to be exact. I just don't want you to push it down too far and it don't come up to 2 years. You're looking for it, it's not coming up yet. And you want to just kind of pack that in a little bit so that it will stop where it is. Let's go 1 inch. Now, because it's 1 inch, it's going to take a little longer to come up because it's further deeper in the soil. It's deeper. Come on, let's use common sense. It's deeper in the soil, so that means it's going to come up a little slower now. So don't be looking for it like these came up the next day and the day after that. Nah, it ain't going to happen with this over here. Anything, the deeper it is, the longer it's going to take for it to come up. Be patient. Be patient and stop messing with your plants. Leave them alone. Let them do their thing. Okay, so we have our measuring stick right here. This is our miniature garden. This is the ground outside. This is your container garden. This is your grow bed right here in front of you. See, you can sit down and do this right here in front of you. And actually, these pea pellets are large enough to grow full grown your radishes, your beets, the depth that it needs to grow. It tells the spacings, but it doesn't say how much depth. But I know from experience, they don't need that much. They don't need that much. You can grow them in here. I'm telling you, you can grow them in here. Now it says for the radishes, days to harvest is 23 days. That's short. So if you're hungry and you're starving and you don't have anything to eat, you grow these radishes in the house. In 23 days, you can pull them and eat them. So you do the math. You do the science. Now, here we go. These are going to be on the grow lights continuously. I don't really need this here because I don't want my grow light to bend it. But are going to remain inside of this container. I'm going to water it down. But they are not going to be under the light because they need darkness in order to germinate. So I'm just giving it a little water because it needs that water. Now I'm going to show you how to deal with the situation in the same environment. It's the same, going to be the same environment. This is going to be like it is over here. As a matter of fact, I probably put these over a little bit further. Moving them on over to the right, way away from these over here, because these are going to be under a grow light. Grow light's very hot. Now these need the heat. They need the heat. You know, don't get me wrong. But how we're going to treat this? We're going to put some saran wrap. Remember, over the whole thing had a dome over it to hold the moisture in, condensation. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to do just these right here. We're going to cover them. This is saran wrap, clean saran wrap, C-L-I-N-G. Clean, clean, clean saran wrap. That's to help hold the moisture in. That's all it needs is this right here. It doesn't need the light. We don't want it to hit the light until we see the first green anything. The first green anything, like we did with this one over here. We're taking everything off. Well, Miss Gail, what's the next thing that you're going to do? Next thing I'm going to do is get a cover. You can use this to keep it dark. You can put some foil over it. You can do whatever you want. What I'm going to do, I want you to use what's in your house. Take this piece of cardboard and cut it. Like I said, you can use foil. That's left up to you. Use what's in your house. I can't remember how much this kit cost, but it wasn't expensive. But I know things are very tight for a lot of people nowadays. I don't want you to think you have to go broke. I keep saying you don't have to go broke. You just put this over there, and that keeps the light out. So when I put this back on the heat mat, this is going to sit over here on the heat mat. I want it on the heat mat. But these over here will be on the heat mat, and they'll still be getting the light that they need. So that's it. That's a done deal. You're going to check this in about, I say, 2 to 3 days. Now, we know we have beets, and we know we have radishes. If the radishes come up before the beets, because remember, the radishes were planted at 1/2 inch depth. So they should come up first. The beets were planted at 1 inch depth. So I expect for them to come up later. If the radishes start coming up and we see that green, we're going to take the radishes and move them to over here into their own little area. Yes, we are. Okay? So you can do all this in one area on this 136 tray. So you said, Miss Gail, I can't afford to go and buy that container. I can't do it right now. Okay. You go out to eat enough. You go out to eat. You got these little to-go trays, these little to-go things. Rinse it out or clean it out. Wash it. Put some holes in the bottom. Use a knife, about 5 holes. That's all you need. Drainage holes. You got to have drainage. You got to have drainage holes. And then I prefer for growing seeds, for sowing seeds, I prefer to use Miracle-Gro indoor potting mix. This is what I use. I sterilize it with some hot water. I pour hot water over whatever amount I'm going to use, and then I put it in here. You can use potting soil if you want to. The reason why I'm telling you, if you're growing inside, to use the potting mix for indoors, it's supposed to be more sterile. And then I go and sterilize it some more. It helps to keep the gnats down. So you put holes in the bottom. You put the soil in, probably to right at the little divider right here. See, this has got a little break right in there, right before the break. Fill that soil up. It's going to already be moist because I'm hoping that you will pour some hot water, boiling hot water. It don't have to be boiling. As soon as the water starts boiling, take it and let it cool down just a little bit and put it in. I usually pour it inside of here and take the top part that has gotten wet and use that. At least I know that the top part has killed any gnats or eggs or whatever. And then if I have to do it again, I have to do it again. But just enough to do this. So you can get a pail or a bucket and put some in there and put the hot water in there. Don't pour a lot in there. Don't pour a lot because you're going to be squeezing it out. If you do, you want to squeeze it. If it gets too wet until it gets like Play-Doh. And then you crumble it up inside of here. And keep crumbling up inside of here until you get it up to about here, to about there. Let it cool. Don't cook your seeds. Let it cool. And then sprinkle your seeds on top. You don't have to go if you want to, you can. Just sprinkle them on top, whatever you're doing. Then sprinkle the soil about, I don't know what you're going to plant. Make sure you know the depth of soil that you're going to need on top. And then just pat it a little bit so you can get the soil to seed contact. Now, because you're going to have holes in this, you're going to need to put this in something so when you water it, it will be able to catch the fluids, the liquids. Now you can take the top and put it on top like that. I wouldn't have on that real tight. I just let it sit on there. Then you're going to need to keep the light out until it starts to germinate. Now you can keep the light on it. It still will germinate, but it germinates a lot faster in the dark. Now if you say, okay, I got the top on, you can do one or two things. Leave the top off, put the foil over the foil or saran wrap. Put saran wrap over it. You can put some foil over it after saran wrap. Or you can put the saran wrap over it and you can put this on top of it. You want to keep the light out. Or you can put your top on it. If you put your top on it, y'all know y'all gonna have them pie pans for Thanksgiving. Come on. You know you're going to have them pie pans for Thanksgiving. Clean it out. Set it in there. So this will catch the water. This will catch the water. So you're not making a mess. And then you can sit this on top of a heat mat if you have one. Or just let it sit wherever you're going to sit it. And you can watch your seedlings grow. But just make sure if you put that top back on there once again, cover it up with some foil. Put another pie pan on top of that, inverted. I have this right here. It's cardboard. You can use paper. Anything that won't let the light come through. Does that make sense? If you're watching this and you don't get it, please text me or go to, not text me, but go to my description page. Part of this, the description part of the video where my email address is, and just comment, say, Miss Gail, I didn't understand this, or you can just put the comment inside of this video. But I'm just showing you simple ways of how you can grow your own food in the fall/winter. Fall, you can be working on it now. The weather here is growing zone 8A is great. But I know that the bottom going to fall out. So you can do this on the inside right now. Tomorrow, if the weather is right, I'm going to show you indoor, outdoors. So anyhow, I hope you guys got it. I'm going to put this top on here so I don't forget. Like that. And I'm going to take my tray and put it back over here. Make another adjustment. I think I want to really separate these. And I will keep you posted. So what I'm doing is letting you know it works. This is what I'm doing. I'm letting you know it works. I'm showing you that it works. And you'll be so proud of yourself. You'll be so happy. And even though the OG gardeners already know a lot of this, sometimes we forget about things. Sometimes we just need a little boost. I know I do. I'm just giving some extra water here because I know in the morning they're going to be all dried out. So I'm just using up the rest of my water. Okay, there you go. doing good. Yeah, so sometimes we just need reminders. I do love watching videos that remind me of what I need to do because there's a lot to gardening. But I want you new gardeners to just start off slow. Just start off slow. And kale is something that is a winter crop, fall, winter. Beets on down to a certain temperature. Radishes down to a certain temperature. We'll go over that later. I'll show you what I do in the garden to keep them from having problems with the freeze. And I'm just putting this back over here and sliding it on the heat mat. Everybody gonna have a good day over there. And I have to make my adjustments later. Any questions? If you do, put them in the comment section. And I will get with you. And thank you so much for visiting with me today. This is Miss Georgia Peachnut. Oh boy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I want you guys to know I care about you. And I want everybody to be able to eat. So, right now, hit the like button. I need you to hit the like button. Hit the like button. Come on. There you go. I appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget to tell a friend. And don't forget to comment. And I will see you in the garden hopefully tomorrow if it's not raining. Take care. Bye-bye.